Hi everyone, I will be presenting to you my design proposal, Facilitating Sustainable Behaviors. The planet is currently facing enormous challenges and issues due to climate change. The global material footprint has been increasing at a considerably fast pace due to overconsumption and production. This has created the issue of never-ending waste due to this long-standing culture of overconsumption, materialism, and disposability. According to the United Nations, one of the greatest global challenges to fight this problem is to integrate environmental sustainability and disconnect environmental degradation from economic growth. Therefore, I decided to choose the Sustainable Development Goal number 12 due to the need for sustainable consumption and production patterns in a way to fight the issue of waste, doing more and better with less resources in a way that we start promoting sustainable lifestyles. According to Owens, context is a crucial factor in understanding the ways in which individuals interpret and act towards the environment. Therefore, it is necessary to rephrase sustainable practices as more of a lifestyle, making these tasks easier or effortless for consumers and at the same time embedding these as part of the culture. Therefore, I decided that the aim of my design is to design a service and educational tool that will incentivize and facilitate the consumption of sustainable products, educating households and giving them options to reduce their carbon footprint. The aims and objectives are to reduce carbon footprint, facilitate sustainable shopping, increase awareness by educating the population on the impacts they have through the consumption of everyday products, and create a service that is easy to use and affordable, making sustainable decisions accessible for everyone. For this project, I have chosen Australia due to the fact that it is considered to have one of the highest personal carbon footprints in the world. In order to make this project scalable and testable, I decided to focus my research on Sydney. I have identified a series of stakeholders relevant to this project, such as government organizations, local producers, among others. And the target behavior I want to achieve is the creation of habits that reduce household waste through the decisions to purchase sustainable products in a sustainable way. In order to define my target audience, I have conducted an online survey. This allowed me to identify what people believe to be sustainable practices, as well as understand what practices they follow and why. Based on this study, I identified that my users are people that are conscious of the bigger issue and are motivated to change these behaviors. However, it isn't always possible for them to be 100% sustainable due to the lack of knowledge, affordable options, time, and options that facilitate this lifestyle. Trying to solve the issue of waste is crucial to move forward and reverse climate change. Therefore, I started to think of an approach or system that creates a network that supports local producers, eliminates packaging, reuses materials, as well as educates the public. The conceptual framework underpinning this idea is based under the quadruple bottom line framework, integrating environment, economic, culture, and social aspects, as well as other key concepts such as human-centered design, circular economy, and indigenous knowledge. I analyzed 3 precedents that try to target the main issue in different ways. However, they all had multiple weaknesses and threats. Therefore, I decided that it was important to identify these and integrate the strengths and opportunities into my design. With this research in mind, I started developing my 3 design proposals. The first prototype is an online shop that offers everyday grocery items and a selection of seasonal ingredients packaged in reusable containers. This will allow the creation of a swap system once people continue to shop. I developed initial wireframes of the digital interface and a storyboard for the concept. I tested this initial concept with 2 users that aligned with the profile of my user group. With the feedback of my first prototype, I iterated the initial idea, creating a mobile shop that supports local producers and encourages people to buy what they need in a convenient, easy, and affordable way. This idea brings the concept of markets closer to everyone that doesn't have time to venture to these locations every weekend. I tested again this concept with 2 other users that follow sustainable practices and like to shop local. Through this feedback, I once more iterated my concept and developed the idea of a neighborhood kiosk or pop-up shop as a method of campaigning sustainable practices. The idea of this concept is to set up in central areas of suburbs around the city, allowing visualization and identification for people walking by. I tested this prototype with 2 people that are aware of the problem of waste, however, don't go out of their way to follow sustainable practices. Although all three design concepts follow the same objectives, I wanted to test different formats and platforms that could be developed through this concept. This process has allowed me to identify and define my design brief. However, further development of concepts will be required to continue to design an integral service that will facilitate and educate consumers on sustainable practices and consumption. This process will require further iteration as well as continue to prototype and test high fidelity prototypes. Thank you.